All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Sessions on WZMB. I am Shred Cruz, and today I'm here with Process of Sleep. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. I'm Corbin. I'm the vocalist.
I'm Jackson. I'm the rhythm guitarist and backing vocalist.
I'm Izzy. I am the lead guitarist, and I am also the harsh vocalist.
I'm Marty. I'm the bassist.
I'm Bucky. I'm the drummer.
All right, I guess let's get right into it. Can you tell us about how Process of Sleep kind of started?
It's all you.
Well, so Process of Sleep started originally as a bedroom project because we used to be named Shizu. It started essentially whenever I think the first song written that we still use, I was like 13, born broke, and I had those songs sitting around for years. I tried starting bands in my local hometown, and nothing worked out. When it, kind of just put all those songs on pause, I then proceeded to get in this one band, right? And what happened was we got a contact from this guy, Jeff Spaz Presents, and we got a show from him. That band then broke up, and then I just kind of had a spam Instagram account where I just posted all my demos. And Jeff thought it was like an actual band, even though it was really just a spam for me to just post demos, right? And just like to, post memes and stuff. So we got a text saying, hey, do you want to play a show on the 4th of July at a house? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I gotta find people that actually play these songs. So I got Marty here to play bass, who at the time was only playing bass for how many months?
Yeah, so I had been playing bass for like 2 months, and I'd only been practicing consistently for like 2 weeks, so I had a week to learn an entire set of songs that I was pretty much unable to play, and then have to play it live for the first time, as well as doing a bit of improvising when I needed to, which I did not know how to play the instrument, so but I feel like I've grown a lot since then, and yeah, I've enjoyed being in the band.
Oh, and they also had to play a 6-string bass because of the tuning, so that was fun for their first show.
Yeah, I didn't know how to tune on the fly, and a lot of our songs switch tuning or in lower tunings, so I had to use a 6-string for our first show. And the second show we had at the venue where we had our first show, we had less than 24 hours to plan for the show for reasons, so I had to use an 8-string that someone let me borrow, and it was broken.
But yeah, we played that show. We were Shizu. We had an old drummer. He's no longer with us for a multitude of reasons that I will not discuss. Yikes. And we just played kind of as a duo acoustically, and we tried a bunch of things. We actually got to play the State Theater with Aether Realm. We opened for them, and that show went fantastic. We had the drummer for Versatility fill in for us, and show went fantastic. We kind of just played a few just random shows here or theirs. Then we met Jackson at a house show, which we were just kind of chilling at.
Yeah. I first met Marty at that show. I believe that was sometime in March during this year's Spaz Fest. And then we started talking about, I don't know, some nerd stuff like Doctor Who and all that. So we just kind of, we hit it off pretty well. We're just like, oh yeah, you're pretty chill, we can hang out. And then this little nice little person right here just comes up and is like, do you know how to play drums? I'm like, kind of. So for a brief period of time, I filled in on drums up until recently. We have our new drummer, Bucky. So I finally get to play my main instrument where I actually know how to do things with. But it's kind of like a rite of passage in this band where you have to learn an entire set list worth of songs within like a week or two. And if you could do that, then you basically pass and you're in the band. So, I mean, that's pretty simple.
Wait, so the first show, you were like 2 weeks into playing bass, and you're sitting there on like a 6-string?
Yeah, so that was kind of weird.
How'd that first show end up going? Overall, what'd you guys say?
It went really... I actually thought it was one of our best shows. I thought it went really well for no good reason. I also had to sing and play guitar because at the time we didn't have our singer Corbin. So, and most of those riffs weren't meant to be sing and played, at the same time. So I had to do that along 6-string, and honestly, it went really, really well.
Yeah, like I've always been kind of like I've not always been the most social person. I didn't, interact with people that much until I was in like 8th grade. I've always been a bit of a shut-in who didn't do anything. And then suddenly being at a house show for the first time, not only being there but playing there, and then having to interact with people during it was very weird. But I feel like being in the band, being at shows, and over time I've gotten a lot better at like interacting with people. But that first show was weird for me, but it was really fun being in a new environment and learning how to operate in that space and for other people. Yeah.
How would you guys describe your sound? Like, I guess, genre-wise or something like that? You guys want to go ahead?
I think that the easiest descriptor for like our genre is like post-hardcore. So I think we kind of fit into a lot of like the whole early 2000s kind of like hardcore stuff. Like our biggest influences, I guess, currently is stuff like Glassjaw, Brand New, My Chemical Romance.
I heard how much it hurt you to say that.
Yeah, not personally a big fan, but it's all right. They got a couple of okay songs, I guess. But we kind of
A little tension here.
since day one, we've had our little which band is better arguments. But I guess generally we kind of take our inspiration from a lot of different like genres and all. Like me and Izzy are both really into like the whole OG like screamo stuff, like Orchid, Page 99, Jerome's Dream, and all that. Seisha too. So glad that they reunited. I know that Marty is really into like some alt and indie stuff.
Yeah. A few of my favorite bands include Speedy Ortiz, Pavement, a bunch of random things like that. Queens of the Stone Age is also really fucking good.
They got me into Queens of the Stone Age, and I've slept with them for way too long. And Bucky's influences are more like a lot of like new and industrial metal.
Yeah, some of my favorite bands at the moment are Slipknot, obviously, Korn, System of a Down, Rammstein, which is another German Neue Deutsche Harte band. I also really like just very percussion heavy bands.
Corbin, you're into like a lot of like black metal and stuff.
I am, yeah. It's very hard to name bands in that genre.
Yeah,
but,
I can imagine.
Like Dawn Raid.
Strings of Blood is a good one.
That is a good one. Trying to think of ones that aren't like.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's a good way to phrase it. But yeah.
That's a big problem
Silencers
in black
are right.
metal, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I listen to a little bit of everything. I'm very widespread when it comes to my music taste. Like, yeah, I listen to that, but then I also listen to like Head Automata from these two and like things like that. Like 2000s pop goes so hard. like I love the Kesha pop so much. It's so good. Yeah, I'd say we have a very broad like spread of inspirations that we all pull from.
All right, cool.
We're undescribable, man. You know, we don't have a
We're undescribable.
You never heard of what we listen to.
All right, so you guys used to be named Shizu, right? Mm-hmm. You changed it to Process of Sleep. I was actually there for, I think, the name change show or the birthday show.
Yeah.
Now, what are the reasons for changing the name?
Well, for Izzy, like it's kind of just been like your thing for a while, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of just decided that it's like,
we're not that band anymore.
yeah, we're not really that band anymore. So we kind of just need like something new that more fits what we sound like as a collective.
Yeah, essentially, Shizu was kind of it was also never meant to be the name for a band. Like I said, it was originally a spam account name that just kind of eventually just became the band name.
Yep.
So, which I still personally do like the name. I know everyone else hates it, in the band at least.
Yeah,
I was saying it wrong.
It's okay.
Everyone messes it up.
I don't know how to say it.
I'm kind of neutral on it. Like, Jeff saw the account, put the name on the flyer, and we didn't really choose our own name. So, like, along with it being essentially a 2-piece at the start and then growing to a 5-piece over time. So obviously, a lot of things are different. We also didn't necessarily choose it the first time, so like being able to like have that process of as a band choosing the name was quite fun. There was a lot of discourse about what it should be.
Also, just like Mari said, we're for a long time we were mostly just kind of a 3-piece, and all the songs were just kind of written and made for a 3-piece. But then eventually, I mean, now that we're a 5-piece, it just doesn't sound the same, and we're also just phasing out old songs, adding new ones. It's separate project.
All right, speaking of that, what is the writing process like when you're making a song?
Ooh. Well, right now, it's kind of just been like me and Izzy just recording a bunch of our own demos and just like coming back to it together and just being like, oh, maybe this part needs to be changed, or like, maybe I can like write something for this later on. But so far, we've got like a couple of things that are kind of fleshed out, but not like fully at a stage where I would want people to hear it yet.
Yeah.
If you got anything else about that?
Yeah, for the longest time it was just songs I wrote, and like I would just write all the instrument parts myself. And over time though, especially with like when Mari, started playing, a lot of the bass lines have been completely rewritten, and slowly over time, like the skeleton structure of the songs that I originally wrote have kind of been, every member has contributed to them, so every member's part is unique to themselves. Like Bucky's written new drum parts, Jackson's written rhythm guitar parts, Corbin's written vocal lines, and currently we're probably going to take a small hiatus and work on getting some more demos and more songs down.
All right, that's great. Do you guys have any like accounts you want to plug or anything?
We have our Instagram, which is process_of_sleep, I believe.
Is that dot? No, it's underscore.
It's underscore, I think. Yeah.
Underscore.
See, we don't
Underscore or dot.
we don't even know ourselves, honestly.
We'll figure it out.
It's underscore.
Also want to plug Upstairs Productions and Spaz Presents.
Yeah.
Those two groups have just done like amazing jobs with getting us shows in Greenville, and we probably wouldn't be like half of a band if we didn't have like either of them. So shout out to both Darius and Jeff, those two lovely people.
Shout out to Nathan Black for letting us use his drum kit like almost every show.
Every show.
And every practice.
This one's for you, Nathan.
Don't forget, he's also our mentor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like our collective band dad.
And also my friend Tyler told me to shout out Tyler Crawford from Greene County. He just told me to shout him out. I don't know why. I don't know what he wants, but yeah, shout out to him. Also,
Tyler.
yeah. Also, just side note, shout out to Your Arms Are My Cocoon, one of my biggest inspirations right now. I'm trying to get the vinyl repressing. Very underrated band that y'all should all check out.
Shout out to Molly Rubluski, the art student who brings like 24 people to every show that we do.
Also, he's not on social media, but my boyfriend, who is sitting right there, he moves our stuff for us because he's a maniac who likes lifting heavy things.
It's our resident heavy thing lifter.
Also, shout out to our photographer, Ray, who is also my partner. They always take great pictures of us, and they're always helping with everything with the band, and a lot of graphic design, too, so.
We have so many shout outs. Do you have anything else to say, or are we good?
All my friends are here.
All right, good enough.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, this has been an interview with Shizu,
Get there,
one of them.
I heard someone pronounce it Shizway once.
Shizway?
I think it's his way.
Oh, if you guys want to know what that means, I don't care anymore. It's the Japanese verb. Here, so it means so Isabel from Animal Crossing. That's actually in Japan in the Japanese version. Her name is Shizu. So yeah, it's nothing cool. And I used to say it means quiet because it actually does, but no, I just got it from the Animal Crossing character.
It's half of the word for quiet in Japanese.
It's like a bunch of weird romanization stuff.
You heard it here first, folks. All right, signing out. Shred Cruz.